Hello, everybody. Welcome to Louisville, Kentucky. Right now, it's a cold and rainy day, but we're going to go check out a presidential site, actually, two presidential sites, both of them having to do with our 12th President of the United States, Zachary Taylor. His old home and his gravesite are very close to each other, but we're going to go check out both of them in this video. Now, his home is a home that he lived in for a decent amount of time. It's called Springfield, but it is a private residence now. You cannot go in it, but we're going to go up and we're going to see what it looks like today. Now, for just a little bit of history, Zachary Taylor was born in 1784 in Virginia, and not too long after his family moved here to Louisville. It started off as a small home, and it eventually got bigger as the family's prominence grew. Now, Taylor joined the Army in 1808, and he was quickly promoted to captain, and he became kind of a war hero. He served in the War of 1812, he served in the Black Hawk War, and by 1846 he rose to the rank of Major General. Now this is the house over here. We'll see what we can see from here. It's really coming down now, so we'll take a quick look. But like I said, this is not a public residence. This is a private home. I'm not sure who owns it, but they do not do tours. But there is a plaque here, Zachary Taylor Home. If you'd like to read that, feel free. It's always interesting to see places like this. Now, this home was called Springfield. We'll walk over here and see if the driveway, it does look like it's labeled here. Springfield, Zachary Taylor, boyhood home. National Historic Landmark. Kind of weird that they would have it labeled like this, but it wouldn't actually be owned by the state or open for public tours. But it's nice to see that whoever owns this home now is embracing the history of it. But there's a look at Zachary Taylor's boyhood home. Now let's head over to the cemetery. Now, the cemetery is not too far away from the home, and just a couple of blocks away, actually. But we're just about to turn into the Zachary Taylor National Cemetery, just up here. And as you know, if you've been watching my videos for a while, I love visiting presidential sites, especially presidential grave sites. And at some point, hopefully, we'll do them all. We've done a handful already, but there's going to be a lot more. But we're only in Louisville for a day right now, so it would be nice to come back on a nicer day, but we'll take what we can get. So Zachary Taylor was president of the United States from 1849 until July of 1850. He passed on very early on, and what ended up happening was he was at a fundraising event at the Washington Monument, and he consumed large amounts of cherries and iced milk. Now, over the next few days, he got really sick, and progressively so, and he ended up passing away on July 9th of 1850, and it was officially diagnosed as cholera. Now, we'll go up to the gravesite here, and then I'm going to take you out back, and we're going to look at the original burial location, which is still here. Now, Zachary Taylor is not the most well-known president in history, but he was pretty effective. And not only that, he was an American hero. He served in the military for almost 40 years, involved in some of the most notable battles of his time. But there is the monument right up here. We'll take a look at that also. Major General Zachary Taylor, 12th President of the United States, born November 24th, 1784, and died July 9th, 1850. Now, there was some dispute about what actually happened to Zachary Taylor. Some people thought he got sick, some people thought he had cholera, and there was a professor at the University of Florida that made a move to exhume the body of Zachary Taylor back in 1991 to test it for poisoning. They thought maybe he would show arsenic poisoning, but he was exhumed from this location on July 17th of 1991. They found no evidence of him being poisoned. Arsenic levels were too low to come to any kind of justification. But right in there is the final resting place of our 12th president, Zachary Taylor. Now, Zachary Taylor and his wife were interred in this newer mausoleum in 1926, and he had already been dead for 76 years. So you might ask yourself, where was he at before this tomb was constructed? And the answer is out back, because there was an original burial location, a vault in the side of the hill that we're going to go check out. And this is the first time I'm seeing it with you. I've seen pictures, obviously, but we'll take a look back here also. And the weather kind of let up a little bit, so now the grounds crews are out here. It is a peaceful area, though, and there's a lot of military veterans that are also buried here. But there's one more look at the tomb. It really is a pretty impressive monument, though. Obviously not as big as Lincoln's or some of the other ones. But you always have to check out places like this when you're here. And obviously, a lot of people leave different trinkets and coins and everything else. Somebody left $1. Now let's go out back and I'm going to show you the original burial chamber. Now, I kind of hope that they have this labeled. It's hard to tell. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But this is the original burial chamber where Zachary Taylor and his wife would have been for decades before the original tomb was constructed. It says the first burial site of the 12th President of the U.S., Zachary Taylor. There it has the birth and death date. And it kind of makes you wonder how many people came to visit him when he was back here in this location. The door is closed, but I see a little opening here. Maybe you can kind of see what it looks like in there. Hopefully you can see that. With the camera I'm using right now, it's kind of hard to tell. Creep in here this way. Now, these old burial chambers are always kind of a little bit creepy. But that's pretty much all there is to show you from here. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, maybe learned a thing or two. But stay tuned if you like presidential grave sites or really anything else related to history, cemeteries, or any of that kind of thing. And if this is your first time here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and check out future videos. But thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video. Take care, everybody.